Well, this is Baruch Fleischman at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. Today I want to start a new series. It'll be a short series, I hope, on the Akeida of Yitzchak, because that takes place in our Parsha this week. This is the Parsha of Vayera. Now, talking about the Rashash, and I'm going to show you the Rashash Siddur in a minute. I have some drawings in this book, the Sefer Yetzirah, which is really heavy stuff. In theory and practice, he says, revised edition by Aryeh Kaplan. This is like 30, 40 years old because Aryeh Kaplan's gone a long time now. But what a genius, and it's really beyond me. A lot of this I'd really like to have a chavrusa to go through it with me. But there's a few drawings in here. That's the reason why I want to come over here. Let's get to the beginning and how I did this. This is a little depiction of how Aryeh Kaplan, and I see it's blurred. I don't know why. So, get it down a little bit more, maybe be a little less blurred. You can't see the whole thing. So here it is, and it'll just be what it is, and what can I do? I can't get the blur out. This is a picture of the 10 spheros. This includes also Das, and it's always 10. If you add Das in the way that he drew it, then it would be 11 spheros, but it's only 10. But Das is like an aspect of the middle line, some aspect of Kesser. And you see how the 3 lines are right, left, center. It's very important to understand this because this is the beginning of a flow chart. So this chart will actually show you how it is that the ultimate purpose of our lives and creation is based on these 10 spheros. Now, let me see where else I can go. There's just one other drawing, and it's this one. Now, here is how you always see that the Ari tells us that from our bodies we can understand what's going with Hashem. Now, the letters, the 3 letters that he has here, Shin, Ayin, and Men, this is for a much deeper discussion. So just looking over here to give us an idea of where, in relationship to each other, these spheros are. So how you could see that there's a Kesser, which is a crown on top of the head, and then you see there's Chachma and Bina, and then they come into Gevurah. On the left side, Chesed on the right side, there should be Chesed and Gevurah, and then Tiferes in the middle. Netzach on the right hip, Hod on the right hip, the left hip, which is really the left leg, right leg, left leg. And then Yesod, which is triangulates between them, and Malchus. Now, that's not exactly the only drawing that I had there. I have another one that I'd like to do. Give me a second, maybe I can find it. I just went to that one. I went to this. Here. Now, this is actually a drawing of a physicist. And you have to really understand that Sefer Yetzirah is really trying to go back to the very beginning of reality and show us how things combine. The only reason why I want to bring this is, once again, you have Kesser, Chachma, Bina, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes in the middle, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchus. And it shows the lines, the 3 lines, the Chachma, Chesed, Netzach line, the Bina, Gevurah, Hod line. And Kesser, you could also have right here triangulates between Kesser, between Chachma and Bina. Triangulated there is also, there's a Das here. Okay, so there's also a Das. This pours into Das, that pours into Das. That has a great deal to do with the development of the middle line. Because the middle line ultimately is bring the Shefa to Malchus for the purpose of uniting with Malchus. Now, the reason why I bring this up, and this is, I think, probably the best drawing for us at the moment, although it's really about something else, but the best drawing for the moment that could show us the relative positions of what we're talking about. Now I'm going to come over to put on top of this little book right here, which is called the Siddur Rechovos Nahar, which is like that big, like it's serious stuff. Because this is a Rashash Siddur. And this Siddur, the particular volume that we're looking at here, is put out by what is called the Shmueli brothers. I never met the Shmuelis. Rabbi Memran knows them. He mentions their name, and they're very reliable because there's so much in a Rashash Siddur. What happens with Rashash wrote a very small book, 8 or 9 pages, possibly. And then after that, all the Kabbalah in the world started piling into that book. And so therefore, finding your way through it can be very, very difficult. So we just want to get an idea. There's a big, big idea over here by Avraham Avino and Yitzchak at the Akeida. And I want to try to go over there and let you flash through some of this stuff. It all has to be deciphered, but it's consistent. So therefore, if you have the time and you spend the time on this, you could get someplace. Now let's see, where am I having all this trouble? Ah, I found it. Now, there we go. That's a little better. I have a trouble with this focus because I just trying out. This is a teacher's camera. It's what it is. So this is actually the words of the Akeida. I'm going to try to do like 10 minutes share here because there's heavy stuff. So background is needed. The yichud of Zachar v'Nuk, of the male opposite forces of the universe, making them into one is the way to eternity. But it's not so easy to be able to put those together. Because on the one side, as we see the picture, let me just pull it down. On the right side is the side of Chesed. On the left side is the side of Gevurah, or Din, punishment, white versus red. The only way that they can actually work together, it's like, two opposing forces that could never get along, is through the middle line. So for those of you like Daniel Bayar, for example, who was a psychologist, then you understand that this also has to do with men and women. The ultimate yichud there, we'll be talking about that some. So this is a picture of a flow. Now, outside of this, I don't have a drawing right now, and I'm always looking for drawings that try to explain it, and I have technical difficulties, and so I'm still working on it. But let me say this. The way the yichud basically comes out is by the mochen that come from Abba ve'Ima, that is Chochmah and Bina. They come to Zer Anpin, and they go down his middle line. They meet in Das. And in Das, they produce 5 chasadim and 5 gevuros. And we understand what chasadim are. It's all white, it's all great, giving, everything. Chasadim, that's chasadim. Gevuros, on the other hand, they're all din, all punishment, constrictions, all limitations, curving and changing and molding. All these different kinds of things are in the gevuros. Ultimately, the gevuros and the das of Zer Anpin have to travel through Zer Anpin to his Yesod, where they can be implanted, and in fact are implanted in the Nukva de Zer Anpin, that is Malchus. Malchus is made out of Gevuros, because she's the shaper, she's the builder, she's the decider, she's the one go this one, go that way, this one, this, etc. Like that kind of idea. But to bring these two things together, very difficult. So here's the story, with that background. Here's the story of the Akeida, and he tells us some deep stuff, and now we're using a Rashash Siddur, which is everything is in pictures. And the pictures is always going to be like, see, look at the page on the right. So you have different Havayas, but they're Menukad. If you look at them Menukad differently. Now we'll get to that, we'll show you that, God willing. So here, let's start out. We have a few minutes, and let's say just the first line or two. And it says, this is we say this every day in the synagogue. So it was after these things, and then it used the words Elokim. Elokim always means dinim. Shehem ha'gevurah shebi yesod dezer anpin. Now we have this picture of the yesod. All of the gevuros that came into this area, let's say this is where the das is located. It came into the das from Chochmah and Bina and then traveled down. And now it's in this Yesod. So now you have Gevuros, the 5 Gevuros. There are 5 of them. They look in the Rashash Siddur, which we're going to see as we go along, but I can't get it all in at one time. Not yet. So he said, Vayhi achar hadavorim ha'elu ha'elokim, which are the Gevuros shebi Yesod the Zer Anpin. There are 5 Gevuros in the Yesod the Zer Anpin. They travel down from the Das, right straight down, bang, there they are. Nisa, so they made a test. What's the test? Lihis kasher es, that is im, Avraham, to tie those gevuros that are in the yesod of Zer Anpin, shehem chasadim, with Avraham, who represents the chasadim. Now remember, they're on opposite sides. The idea is that Gevura by itself is tremendously, tremendously destructive. But when it's tempered by chesed, then it becomes perfect. So V'yomer Elav, and he says to him, V'yachta imo v'lamatkam al yidei Avraham, to take those gevuros, take the gevuros which are in the yesod of Zer Anpin, and sweeten them through Avraham. Okay, this is where we're stopping today. This is the opening shir. This is called the Rashash 1. This is the first Rashash shir that I've tried before. So let's hope that we get a little bit of inkling of what we're going to see, some heavy stuff as we go along right here in this little Akeida. This is Baruch Fleischman for the Tikkun Elevator Kola.